In the history of Notre Dame football, 71 first-round draft picks across every position. Only 2 running backs have ever heard their names called in round 1. Paul Hornung, number 1 overall in 1957, and Jerome Bettis, the bust, number 10 overall in 1993. That's it. 2 running backs in nearly 70 years of the draft. Jeremiyah Love is about to be the 3rd. But here's what makes this story different. Love isn't just the next great Notre Dame running back. He's the most efficient running back prospect I've evaluated in years. A 3-phase weapon who can line up in the slot, mismatch linebackers in space, and take any carry to the house. He's a game changer, a home run hitter with receiving versatility that modern NFL offenses demand, a zone scheme runner with patience, burst, and the kind of speed that ends defensive possessions. Let's break down who Jeremiyah Love is, why he's the RB1 of the 2026 NFL draft class, and why he would have cleared as one of the top running backs in any draft class over the last decade. Jeremiyah Love is from St. Louis, Missouri. He played ball at Christian Brothers College, CBC, one of the best programs in the state. But before the recruiting rankings and the scholarship offers, there was a young 5-year-old kid sitting on the bench at his first Pop Warner game with his head down. His dad called over to him and said, "Jeremiyah, you're great, son. Go out here and show everybody that you're great." Love's first carry in organized football, a 70-yard touchdown. Sound familiar? At CBC, Love was dominant. His senior year, over 1,200 rushing yards and 22 touchdowns, plus another 370 receiving yards and 5 more scores. Back-to-back state champions. And he wasn't just a football player. He won the Missouri 100-meter state title as a sophomore, running a time of 10.76 seconds. Track star speed in a 214-pound frame. Jeremiyah Love finished his high school career as the Gatorade Player of the Year and a 4.05 GPA. This young man checked every box. Love was a top 100 national recruit, 4-star, number 5 running back in the country. He had offers from Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, Michigan, LSU, Penn State. The Blue Bloods were all in. He chose Notre Dame over Texas A&M. His reasoning? Notre Dame is the best combination of academics, football, and it was closer to home. Now here's something you need to know about Jeremiyah Love. He's wired different. Not in a cliche way, but literally. Growing up, Love was quiet. He kept to himself, processed the world on his own terms. His family explored whether he might be on the spectrum. His dad's words? He just saw the world different. When Love got to South Bend, his father told Marcus Freeman straight up, "Coach, he might be different than everybody. With Jeremiyah, you gotta let him be Jeremiyah." His freshman year at Notre Dame, Love played all 13 games, 72 carries, 378 yards. It was a learning year at 190 pounds, but don't trip. The breakout was coming. Love's sophomore season is when the rest of the country found out what Notre Dame already knew. Over 1,100 yards on the ground, 17 rushing touchdowns, and close to 7 yards a carry. 28 receptions for over 230 yards and 2 more touchdowns. He set a Notre Dame school record with 13 consecutive games with a rushing touchdown, 13 straight. And then came the college football playoff. First round against Indiana, second carry of the game. Love takes the handoff, hits the hole, and he's gone. 98 yards, touchdown. The longest rushing touchdown in college football playoff history. He did deal with a knee injury late in that year. He aggravated in the Sugar Bowl win over Georgia, but he kept playing. That tells you everything about what that kid is made of. Now let's talk about the numbers, because Jeremiyah Love's 2025 season was absurd. He came back healthy, put on 24 pounds from his recruiting weight. Now 6 foot, 214 pounds, he went nuclear. Over 1,300 rushing yards, 18 rushing touchdowns, 280 yards receiving with 3 more receiving touchdowns, 21 total, a Notre Dame single season record. Still averaging close to almost 7 yards a carry. He was 4th nationally in yards, 3rd nationally in touchdowns, and 2nd nationally in overall TDs. His PFF offensive grade, 93.1. His PFF rushing grade, 93.7. For context, that's higher than Dalvin Cook's final year at Florida State, higher than Saquon Barkley's at Penn State, higher than Christian McCaffrey's at Stanford, or Todd Gurley's at Georgia. He graded out higher than all of them. Here's the signature stat. His EPA per rush, .33, would have been the best in the entire 2025 draft class. Better than Genty, better than Scadaboo. And it's not just that class. It's not his current class. At .33 EPA, that beats out Bijan Robinson's final college season, Jahmyr Gibbs, Breece Hall. This isn't just good. Jeremiyah Love's advanced stats are historically elite. The hardware he accumulated in 25 was also equally as insane. The Doak Walker Award, given to the nation's best running back in college football. The first Notre Dame running back in program history to win it. Think about that. All those years of Irish football, all those running backs, and Jeremiyah Love is the first to take home that award. He was unanimous first-team All-American, Associated Press, Walter Camp, FWAA, all of them unanimous. He was a Heisman Trophy finalist, a Maxwell Award finalist, Walter Camp Player of the Year finalist. This isn't a guy who snuck up on people. The entire college football world knew who Jeremiyah Love was, and they still couldn't stop him. When you turn on Love's tape, a few things jump off the screen immediately. His ability to make defenders miss at first contact is outstanding. His broken tackle rate sits at 41.4%. His yards after contact per attempt, 4.5, matches Bijan Robinson's final collegiate numbers. He's not a pile mover. He doesn't need to be. He makes you miss, falls forward, and squeezes out every extra yard. The first defender doesn't get him. The second defender has to work for it. I always say there's a difference between running backs that can catch passes and running backs that can be deployed as pass-catching weapons. Jeremiyah Love is the latter. He ran routes on 44.9% of his snaps, nearly half. His catch rate, close to 80%. His target share, over 16%. And here's what stands out. Notre Dame wasn't just handing this kid the ball. They were motioning him outside, putting him in the slot, creating mismatches against linebackers. His yards per route run in 2025, 1.83. Better than Barkley, better than McCaffrey, better than Gurley in their final draft season years. Can you make a defender miss in a phone booth? Love can. He's got a subtle dead leg, sudden lateral burst, and that spin move in traffic is a cheat code. It shows up on tape over and over and over again. You already know about the track background. When this young man hits the second level, it's night-night time, and I'm talking Steph Curry at the Olympics. More than half of his yards came on explosive runs of 15-plus yards, 23 of them in 2025 alone. That speed erases pursuit angles. Once he turns the corner, nobody's catching him. Now look, no prospect is perfect, and scouts will have some concerns and some question marks. Ball security. He only had one credited fumble on 433 career attempts. The numbers look clean, but he's had some close calls in high-leverage situations. At the NFL level, ball security has to be airtight, especially for a guy that's going to be a future back. When I watch Jeremiyah Love's game, the comparison that keeps coming to mind is Clinton Portis. And I know that might surprise a few people, but hear me out. Portis was 5'11", 218 pounds. Love is 6'2", 214. With an inch in height and 4 pounds in weight, Portis ran 4.42 at the combine. Love ran 4.48 in high school. Both are zone scheme runners. Portis was the prototype in Mike Shanahan's zone system in Denver. The patience, the burst through the entry point, the sudden cutbacks, the ability to accelerate through contact. That is exactly what Jeremiyah Love does. The same vision-first approach, the same decisive one-cut style, same explosive ability to rip off chunk runs when the blocking is there. The difference? Love is a better receiver than Clinton Portis ever was. Jeremiyah Love declared for the 2026 NFL Draft at 20 years old. He's the baddest damn running back prospect in this class, and a healthy Jeremiyah Love will go toe-to-toe with any of the best running backs over the last 10 years. And if you're somebody out there who's ever been told you're different, who's been told you're odd, who processes the world in your own way, Love had a message on College Game Day this past season. He said, "Some will probably think I'm crazy, but for that certain group of people, they'll feel inspired, they'll feel connected, and they'll feel welcome to be who they are." A 70-yard touchdown on his first carry in Pop Warner, a 98-yard touchdown on the biggest stage in the college football playoff. Same kid, same confidence, same superpower. That is who Jeremiyah Love is. Remember the name. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more NFL Draft prospect profiles. Let me know in the comments which prospect you want me to cover next, and check out the written description. Link is in the video.